Warbucks.
Yo.
AKA Donnie Boy.
Yo.
AKA Don Corleone.
Yo. Heavy.
Have I been waiting a long time to interview you?
Oh, all right.
And I'm going to tell you what sparked this, what brought all this on, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was a thread about 2 weeks ago.
No, I'm sorry, not to be rude. I can be in my phone, like if I get a message, so I can look at my phone, right?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, for sure.
About 2 weeks ago, over on Twitter, there was a person over there who had asked to name popular Philly rappers, past or present, not named Meek Mill or The Roots.
Right.
And upon looking in the thread, before I could even reply with my own answers, about 29 different people had listed Hilltop Hustlers, 3 Times Dope, Schoolie D, Ram Squad, 100X, Major Figures, and of course, to my surprise, none other than D.O.D, The Situation.
To your surprise?
I would say to my surprise, because looking through the thread, I noticed that a lot of the people that were replying, right? Absolutely. Okay. A lot of the people that were replying were more in the younger generation. They weren't,
Facts.
Older, 40-somethings, 35 and overs. These were like younger generation people that were responding to this thread. So for me, that's why it was a surprise for me, because D.O.D, The Situation was almost 25 years ago.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So to see that, first of all, it made me so proud. And the fact that the thread, actually went viral, I said to myself, I have to interview Warbuck.
Listen.
I gotta get him. I gotta find him. I gotta reach out to him. I gotta get him.
Facts. I'm here for interviews. Facts. I got a story to tell.
Exactly. And the thing is, not only have you recorded with D.O.D, The Situation, but during your career, over the course of your career, you have recorded with a lot of people, from Petey Crack, Indy 5, and Don P, and the Men of Respect. Y'all did an album together. You've recorded with D. Jones and so many others. So I had to sit down with you, not only so that you could tell your story about the popular Philly group that almost made it, but also just about the story of Warbucks in general, because not many people know you. They think they know your story, but they actually don't.
Yeah, they don't fucking know me.
So without further ado, first, let's start off. Where were you born and raised?
Like what city, what hospital, or just what you mean?
What city and state?
Oh, yeah, Philly all day. Philly all day. Born and raised in North Philly, 5th and Susquehanna. I was there from from when I was born to when I was like 5. And we moved to up Huntington Parkway, up 7th and Cayuga at the Huntington Park section.
Gotcha.
And I was living on 5th and Susquehanna. Shout out to Sister and Oldie. I'm the youngest from my dad's side. From my mom's side, and I'm almost the youngest on my dad. I got a younger brother on my dad's side. From around 5 to around almost 10, we was living in Huntington Park, and then my mom and dad got divorced, and my mom took her kids and my cousins, and because I had other family members my mom was raising, and she moved down south when my dad got divorced. Long story, but then we moved to Alabama because my grandparents was from down there, my mom's parents.
Gotcha.
And from when I was almost 10, I was living in Alabama. I came back when I was almost 14 because I wanted to come back and live with my dad. Alabama was, even though I was young, I ain't really fucking like the country. I'm raised, in the city. So I came back, I left my mom, I started tripping, being hard-headed. No, real shit, not listening. And she put that call in my dad. My dad said, send him back up. Came back to Philly and, went crazy.
How did you get your start in music?
It's kind of funny because I grew up in church. like my mom was real strict. So, like not to the point that like we couldn't. I grew up, with music in my house, like R&B and rap, because I had older brothers and sisters. But I used to watch like movies with hip hop in it, whether it was from a DJ point of view or, like, because a lot of movies that came out when I was young that had hip hop in it or so-called hip hop in it also had the b-boy shit in it, the breakdancing and the graffiti, all that kind of stuff. So I grew up watching those kind of movies and listening to the music in my house. So it always made me want to, know more about rap and music and be more interested in it. And I used to watch Crush Groove, is a movie from back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and just so happened I had a fucking light-skinned cousin and a dark-skinned cousin. And we used to act like Run DMC. My light-skinned cousin was Run, my dark-skinned cousin was Jay. And I always wore glasses, so it was perfect for DMC. So when Crush Groove on, we getting up in front of the TV every time Run DMC got a part. And we acting their part out. I'm talking about when they just talking and when they performing. So I always loved the rap, but my mom, like when I used to save up my money and buy my own tapes, and I used to buy Ice Cube, NWA, all that shit. My mom used to break that shit because, like, it's doing all kind of cursing. And like I said, she's a church lady. So she wasn't trying to hear that shit. So she used to be breaking my tapes and all that and not letting me really listen to it. I used to have to sneak and listen to it. So then I used to feel like she had something against rap, but it wasn't that. It just was like the way she loved God and looked at God. She didn't want me growing up putting that in my head, the cursing and all that. So I started fucking making raps with stuff that I used to read in the Bible.
Really?
Yeah, like since you don't want me to fucking rap like how I want to, all right, I'm gonna please you this way. I'm gonna make up little raps about God and little stuff from the Bible. And she was fucking head over heels. Like, she loved that shit so much to the point I used to write songs for me and my cousins and my sister that we perform in front of the church. Like raps. And I used to beatbox while they do their little parts and all that. My other cousin used to beatbox when I do my part, like real raps in church. And it got to the point that people was hearing about that shit and was wanting us to come to their churches and shit to, you know what I mean? Like to do this little song they've been hearing about with these little kids that's rapping for God. Like, and then I'm like, all right, I'm doing that. You like that. Can I listen to my, other stuff since I'm doing that? And why would she let me if she wasn't before? And now I'm doing these God rap. She ain't fucking letting me listen to that shit. So I was mad then. So, all right, ain't no more God raps either then if I can't do my other Jones. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was really feeling. So I stopped doing the God raps and started writing my own little raps, but just not telling her. But by then, I was on my way back to Philly. Because like when I was doing these church raps, this was like 11, 12 years old. You know what I'm saying? And like writing them joints. So it started from, like I said, watching like hip hop, listening to hip hop, and being taught that I really can't. So I started making raps, like I said, like with stuff that I would read from the Bible and stuff that I would learn in church. And then, once I came back to Philly, I stopped that. But once I came back to Philly, I still would write, but I would just do it and say little shit in the neighborhood or to my cousin Con, like, you know what I mean? That, because me and my cousin Con was living together. I was living with him and my Aunt Lena at one point, and, Con used to gas me up, like, not even gas me up like it was cool, like, yeah, let me hear that shit you were saying when, you know what I'm saying? Because I got a crazy mind, so I used to, and I never played the video games, but I used to make raps about the video games as a young boy, just like whatever I can think of. So that's pretty much how I got started. Like I said, watching films, listening to hip hop, and then not being able to listen to it and doing it another way. And, I just was on it from there.
So you got obviously been rapping since you were a teen or a little kid, since you were a teen. So when did Don Corleone. Well, let's start from the beginning with that. You got your start with D.O.D. in this situation. Whose idea was that? How did that group come about?
Hold up.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, I see what you doing. Let me get it. Shit. Say one more time. Whose idea was D.O.D.
Yeah, like you got your start with D.O.D. in the situation.
Right.
That's where the infamous Don Corleone was introduced, right?
Boy. Yeah.
Whose idea was that? How did the group start? How did you form?
Well, to be honest, Onassis and Marley the Kid, which is Kenyatta and Jamal from D.O.D.
Mm-hmm.
We all from a certain block radius, all from Northfield, right in the hood, right? But they was actually doing shit together, like at the same time. I'm telling you how I was writing and reciting shit to my family, my cousins and all them. I wasn't doing that to them. They was from the hood, but we wasn't like rapping, but they was rapping together, like doing little raps.
So did you guys know each other?
Yeah, like we all from the hood. Like, yeah, Maul used to be up on 100th Street. I used to be fucking with Maul down the projects. But when I heard that they was doing stuff together, they was getting little, like writing little shit, like really writing to shit that was out. But they started getting beats from my man Deuce. He's from over Beirut, over 12th and 100 and over that side.
Okay.
Shout out to Deuce, Animal Planet Music. And they was writing to that music, writing to Deuce shit. And I got a homie from 12th Street. His name Reese. He from over Deuce side. Me and Reese used to be writing little stuff together the same way Maul and Yacht used to be rapping shit together. And long story short, we hearing about them, they hearing about our shit, we writing and all that. And my man Chris, you know, it's a comedian from Philadelphia, from North Philly. His name Chris the Truth Kennedy.
Okay.
Funny as fuck. He's a real dickhead. Fuck with Master P, been in movies, all that shit. Like he do his thing.
I think he had toured with Cat Williams briefly.
No,
or he did a movie or something.
He did movies with Master P. He be doing shit with. He's still in motion now. Like he be having shows, doing little.
Okay.
He on this shit, but he the one who really got Maul and Yacht like together, set them down. Like y'all should do something with this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he was moving and shaking. He from the projects from Cumberland Street, 10th and Cumberland. 11th and Cumberland. But he was moving and shaking, so he got them together with Deuce, because you know that's a block away from 1200. Got Deuce to, you know, make some more beats for Maul and Yacht. And at this time, I know Maul from street shit. I know that him and Yacht doing this shit, but we be connecting on street shit. So when I see that they doing their thing, they know I be rapping with Reese, but Reese got locked up, my man from 12th and 100. In the midst of us doing our thing. But before that, Chris put them together, had me and Reese getting beats from Deuce, and Chris got us in a talent show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I say, he was moving and shaking. He got us in the talent show. Like how he a comedian, he always been outspoken, you know, like you know, loud on shit, like not drawing, but like making shit happen. Like he ain't scared to speak up. He got us in a talent show at this joint on Broad and Cumberland. It was called Fox Valley. It was a strip club, but when it's the nights that it ain't open for strip clubs, they be having little talent shows.
Okay.
And he got us in that joint, so we tear it down. Maul and Yacht do their little raps. Me and Reese do our little shit. And other little motherfuckers from the hood was rapping too, but that shit started getting around the hood. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, all right, now Reese get locked up. Maul and Yacht still doing their shit. Like I'm fucking with them, how they fucking with me and Reese, and I'm fucking with Chris. We getting beats from Deuce, it's all from the hood. So I just started doing shit with Maul and Yacht.
Oh, okay. So it was kind of like you pivoted from
because they was do or die.
Okay.
Before they even got the name, they was like a little group.
Okay.
But in the midst of this shit, look how fucking life is. I told you Reese get locked up. In the midst of this shit going on, Chris gets locked up.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? So now we talking like with Deuce, because we had this little house we used to be in, like making beats and smoking and writing and shit. We used to be talking to Deuce like we want to keep the beats coming, but like, you know what I'm saying, we gotta just do this. So like I said, it was getting around the hood. A nigga from my hood named Smoke, my man, like from a few blocks down, like known in the hood, play ball, get money, like from the hood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Getting at his bread. He been hearing the raps and shit, because like I said, the hood talking about it, so he step up and say, what y'all doing with that? Like, you know what I'm saying? I've been hearing, like, what y'all trying to do with that? We have a talk, break them down, like what we trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
He's saying he want to back it. Now, like I said, we all moving in the streets, but he's doing a little better, clearly.
Right.
If you knew him, you knew him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So he putting us in position now, like, all right, I'm going to get the beats. I'm gonna pay for studio time. Like, I want y'all to keep this shit going. Like, I don't want nothing from it.
Okay.
So we like, bet. Like, he just understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because we talking that shit. And we young boys. So, another long story short, he footing the bill. He, making us be in effect and all that. Now,
did he take on an active role as like a manager? Because that's what it sounds like.
No, for sure.
Okay.
And started Price of Fame Records.
All right.
That's the record label we was on. And I'm talking about, we sat down and did real paperwork. Got our BMI shit together, signed the contracts to be on Price of Fame Records and all that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And in the midst of this, we got niggas from cross town. Because street niggas know street niggas. We got niggas from over 19th and Somerset that squad with us. They know about the rap shit. They hearing about it. They getting slid tapes so they can listen to it too. They fucking with the movement. And it just so happens it's a female from over there. Her name Angie.
Oh, Sojourner. All right.
And not only is she fucking with the rap shit that we doing, she's heavy with it. We just don't know. But she's a spitter. You dig what I'm saying? Right. So in the midst of her hearing our shit from our niggas over there, we going on their side, they coming on our side because we was clipped. And she spit for us one day, for me, Jamal, Kenyatta, and Smoke. And we looking at each other like, man, who writing this bitch shit? Somebody gotta be writing this bitch shit. But it's understandable what she's saying because we know exactly who she is and we know she moving on her side. She with the shit.
Right.
But the shit that she's saying, it's like, no, somebody gotta be writing this shit. But she was actually writing the shit. So it was only right she be the fourth member in what we doing. You dig what I'm saying? And that's how she came along.
Okay.
And so now you got Jamal and Yacht. They do or die. Mm-hmm. And you got me and Sojourner. We the situation.
Got it.
So it's do or die the situation. And Onassis is Kenyatta. Marley the Kid is Jamal. Sojourner is Angie. And Don Corleone is me. That's how you got Corleone.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying?
So over the years, there's been like a lot of rumors, stories that have floated just around Philly, period, about what happened with D.O.D, like what ended things. And I even came across this video when I'm looking you up, where this guy who claimed to be a relative of Kenyatta, of Onassis, was given this synopsis of...
No, I know what you're talking about. I seen that bullshit. Yeah, he's, oh my God,
I was like, what is this?
I know, I saw that, and I seen like it was like over 1,000 views. Like people watched it. He said, oh, he was all over the place. He said Jamal was from here. The song was playing. He was saying that was Jamal when it was me rapping. He said Sojourner was from 17th and Jefferson.
Wow.
This nigga said,
and even I knew that wasn't
true.
They
slipped my man Worm some shit and he's crazy. He went crazy and ain't been right since. And oh man, like, yeah, that's why I'm glad we doing this interview. So I can explain what fucking happened with D.O.D. That nigga shot the fuck out. He actually has a few videos that he's like does little documentaries or whatever on things that I guess he think, I didn't even attempt to look at another one, but yeah, he was all over the place, and then in the midst of all of it, he was saying stuff. It was like he was giving all this fake information or things that he didn't really have knowledge of, but was like trying to big himself up in the middle of it, because I was doing this, so they wasn't going, and I was
Yeah, because he even talked about how he went to jail, and not that it was relative to what you had going on, but it was kind of
like when he was saying when they knew not to play with his cousin Yacht and all, it's like he was doing that for himself, but his information was all over the fucking place. That wasn't. He said I was from 700, and I'm glad we doing this interview.
Yeah, thank God for Twitter and that question, right? For sure. I will never forget, the year is like 96, 97, and I don't know if it was Power 99 or Q102, which were the radio stations at the time. I know Power 99 is still around. I don't think Q102 is, or maybe it is. And they played Price of Fame on the radio.
Power 99 and DAS was playing it during traffic jams and on the weekends at night, for sure.
Yes. And everybody, I mean, I will never forget, the whole city was like, who are these guys? Like, who are you? And before you know it, Price of Fame had reached New York. It put y'all on whose radar?
It put us on several radars because we was, I don't know if you know Lord Troy. He's actually Lady Gaga's. Well,
I know exactly who he is.
He was
Eve's manager for a while.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We used to all be down this spot right off of Ridge Avenue, like where Ridge and past Allegheny, but right there where you can turn off a Ridge and get onto the expressway, like before you get to the gas station and all that, before you get up into Manioc. It was a spot called the Hideaway. It was a little photo joint in there where you could take photo shoots. It was an office. Chinese boy, or like I forgot what race he was. His name was Bobby. Another chick, she was mixed. I think her name was Lisa or something like that. Lord Troy worked in there too, because they had they was getting people distribution deals and helping them with promotion. Like, 'cause back then promotion was heavy with labels. Like, you had a street team, they come out, hang posters, do all kind of shit. So Smoke wasn't just managing us on some street shit. He was really busting moves, like not just being a street nigga manager, like really having meetings and getting us connected with certain shit. So that's how the music was getting on the radio and going to different states, and had us, it was a guy named Angelo Ellaby. He had a distribution company in New York called Double Exposures. We had meetings with him we was getting ready to get some, a lot of shit happened, but we was getting ready to get really nicely situated. And that's how everything started getting on the radio, from going through. It was a black guy, old head named Butter, not the Butterball that be having a little session on Sundays on DAS.
Oh yeah, but old school round out.
Yeah. But it was a black guy because that Butter from the old schools on DAS, he was a white guy.
Right.
But it was a black guy working there. His name was Butter too, not Butterball, just Butter. And he was an old head, so he was really controlling all the DJs on the weekend that was playing the music, that played the rap shit and the party shit. But he was connected with Bobby and Lisa and Lord Troy too from the Hideaway. So that's how we was able to get on DAS through him. We went up Power 99 on some nigga shit. And that's how we got up to get like greasing hands up there. Like, yo, can y'all play this joint? And they was playing it, and people start calling. We call 100 niggas in the hood. Call up there and request that shit. You know how it go.
Right.
And we ain't gonna front like we wasn't. We telling everybody, call up there and request it. Because the more requests they get, they gonna play it. And then it came in rotation.
Yes, it did.
That's why we shot the vid for it in the hood.
I remember the video too.
Yeah.
And one of my favorite songs on that off that LP or EP, I should call it, because it really wasn't a full album. It was more like an EP, right?
No, yeah, it was 3 songs. You know how back in the day they give you 3 songs on it. The clean version, the dirty version, and then like the instrumentals or some shit like that. So yeah, it was pretty much like that. But we had the album on the way. It's just.
Y'all shot Patriot Games too, right? Because that was like my favorite cut off that album.
No, we shot Price of Fame video. But we were so slick about it. Is Jamal on the hook, Marley the Kid on the hook. I got the first verse, hook come in again. Yacht got the second verse, Hook come again. It's just us three on there. So we shot the video for it, but being as though we got whole verses and he only got the hook, what we did was after Yacht verse ended on Price of Fame, we cut the video and went right into Jamal's verse on Patriot Games.
Ah, okay.
Because people used to do that back in the day in videos, cut into another song, and even though they ain't gonna play the whole song, just to give you a little glance of it, and then they fade out. So that's what we did. We went into the video of Patriot Games from Jamal's verse and let him do it, and then Sojourner come in.
Mm-hmm.
So that way we all four getting exposed. You know what I'm saying?
It was a video countdown show that would come on Saturday nights on Channel 48.
Urban Expressions.
Urban Expressions.
For
and
sure.
I remember...
Shout out to Urban Expressions.
I mean, if there was any video show that constantly kept that video in rotation, Urban Expressions like kept that video in heavy rotation.
For sure.
At the time. And it was like y'all were well on your way. What happened? Like...
Motherfucking police.
No, seriously, what happened?
Nut ass Troy.
Okay.
Yeah, like
okay.
You know,
Are we naming names?
I'm around. Nut ass Troy happened. But
okay.
Fucking indictments and lockups and speaking of, when I was speaking of the double exposures, the distribution company.
Yeah.
We went up there and had a couple meetings, right?
Okay.
We were scheduled to have a third meeting to discuss the exact number that they was getting ready to write the check for.
Okay.
And shit started happening.
What year was D.O.D. established?
90,
what year was that?
90, like the end of 95.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like the end of 95, because in 95 is when we was doing the shit with Chris and, you know, getting in that little talent show and all that. So, like, when he got locked up going into 96 is when we was fucking with Smoke. And then the whole 96, you know, it was just, it started.
Yeah, y'all started taking off.
Going into 97. And that's when the trouble started happening. But, yeah.
I mean, I'm a native North Philadelphian myself, so I know, I remember exactly when you guys took off.
Yeah,
I was flipping burgers at a fast food restaurant at that time, but I remember exactly when. Hey,
a hustler is a hustler. It ain't got to be selling drugs. You was a hustler.
Right.
But, yeah, we got arrested for a lot of shit. But I personally was, without getting into everything, because that should have taken 5 hours. I was personally like the only rapper that got locked up first out of the squad. Like,
oh, word.
Yeah, I got locked up with my manager and one of my homies, with Smoke and my man Bo. It put a freeze on everything, because I ain't gonna lie, they was still out here recording and trying to do little shit, even doing little shows, just couldn't do, because we all had solo songs too, so they would do solo songs, do the songs that I'm not on, you know what I'm saying, or do the songs that I am on, but, you know, cut my part off or recite my verse for the crowd or whatever, because I was locked up. And that put a dent in everything, because, you know, we had to sit for a couple years fighting all the fucking charges. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. And then it was a capital case because of the nature of the case. And shit just
you guys made the papers over that case, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, it was a lot going on. It was all in the paper. They made it rappers held and gangster style killing. And, you know, the amount of shots that were fired and that was hitting people and stuff like that made it a capital case, because it was over 20-something shots, like, you know, and it's in the 90s. And shit just took that turn that it took from that point on. But the whole time I'm locked up, like I said, they were still trying to shake and move, but it was still a lot going on from us being down and shit being crippled and not moving right, and niggas doing funny, sneaky shit and just a lot of shit. So it started really going down from the time we got locked up. But I was the only rapper locked up out of the group, out of the four of us. So it just put a dent in that. And like I said, they were still trying to move. They was doing so.
But it slowed things.
Yeah, it slowed things up.
So how did it feel to go from being one of Philly's top up-and-coming hip-hop groups to having an article in the paper with your name in it and fighting the charges and the indictments? I mean, the whole city was able to read about your case because it was in the Philadelphia Daily News, it was. How did you deal with that experience?
Well, I fucking hated it because I'm booked. Like, we can ready to get some real major money. We can ready to get a check the next time we go to New York for this last meeting. To move forward in everything we trying to do to help us push it all throughout everywhere. Like, the distribution was going to be for everywhere. So that shit fucked me up because, like I said, for one, I'm locked up. But then for what I'm locked up for, okay, but the way they trying to put it and the way they trying to say it, like the way they got me looking in the paper is crazy. They trying to make it seem like I killed somebody over a girl.
Oh, wow.
It was just ridiculous. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, like what they were saying. And all right, we can't do nothing about all the money and drugs and guns that they found.
Oh boy.
Y'all found it. But what y'all trying to say the murders was for and all this shit, like what they saying it was for was like just bad. So it was fucked up to go from being in this situation, about to be situated with music and being who I say I am on the streets, to now the people getting to read about me like, oh, like he ain't no boy, he out here like killing niggas over girls and all. Like, that's corny. I don't never want to be that person. Like, if I gotta down something, it ain't gonna never be over no girl.
Got you.
You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, unless I'm married and somebody's trying to hurt me and my wife, then but not over my wife cheated and now I kill a nigga. Like, no, this shit just over, honey. Like, I ain't killing nobody. It's, you know, the world full of women. So it was just a bad thing to be locked up for one. But then what they was trying to say the situation was just fucked up. And everybody getting to read about that shit. And I'm getting to hear while I'm in jail, like, niggas' thoughts. Like, not the niggas who saying they gonna do something to me. Fuck them. Just people saying like, damn, he nutty for that. And like, y'all don't even really know what's going on. That was a bad situation, and that stopped a lot.
Would you say that's why you went from Don Corleone to Warbucks? Is that the reason? Because of the case?
Oh, yeah and no, but no, because it was quite a few niggas that I was like, that I would hear, even though we didn't have internet and all that, like just in different states, like you just hearing different names when you hear about certain little stuff. A lot of people, and a couple people from Philly, was calling themselves something Corleone. And so in order for me not to have to smack the shit out of nobody, I felt like, you know, because that was a thing then. Like, if you see a nigga that's using your name and all, like, yeah, who the fuck is, you know, like, what's up? Like, and when I came home, when I beat the case, and me and my niggas came home, we were still doing music. We started doing music again. But that's all I was fucking with them with was the music.
Oh, okay.
Like, niggas came home like still shaking. You know what I'm saying? Still doing what they had to do. But when we left court, I'll never forget this shit. After the verdict, after us, you know, standing for the verdict, they reading the verdict and all that. They read all the verdicts. We not guilty. We turned around. Our family happy, emotional, and everything. It was 2 federal agents. It was 3 of them, but it was 2. You know when you come up in the courtroom and you come to the first row, and then they got the little wooden thing right there to block you, but after the wooden thing is where you sit at with your lawyers and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Them motherfuckers came up, the 3 agents, one of them stayed back, the 2 of them came up and stood behind me and my co-defendants and our lawyers and said, y'all won the battle, but y'all didn't win the war. And left out just like that.
Wow.
Just like that. They were sitting in there watching the case and everything. After that verdict, they came up and said that. I said, oh, okay. I know who the fuck y'all is. Because actually in jail, one of them came. They told me after about a year in, a little over a year in, you get called down for regular visits and official visits. Mm-hmm. I get called down one day for official visits, so I'm like, damn, I ain't know he was coming up here today, thinking my lawyer came up. And, I go down, take off my blues, put on the orange jumpsuit, go out. And when I'm trying to go out, to go through the door where you go to the visiting room, they like, no, they pointed over there. So I turn around, I look in. It's a federal agent in there.
Word.
One of these motherfuckers that's in the courtroom. Oh, the orange, when you change out the blue to the orange, it's a one piece. You button it all the way up. When I seen that, I'm pulling the buttons. Oh, you can deny visits. I don't want that visit.
Oh, gotcha.
He ain't in there with my folks.
Right.
We ain't got to do this, sir. Put my blues back on and go. This the same nigga that was in the courtroom. So when I came home, I'm fucking with this music shit. We're going to try to get that same situation that we had before we got locked up. Let them know, that was a setback. It ain't about the setback, it's the get back. But I can't come home and fuck with my niggas with the street shit. Gotcha. I can with the music shit, but not the street shit, because y'all won the battle, but y'all ain't win the war. This always up here. When I touch the bricks again, I can do the music. We can hang out, we can chill and all that. But I ain't getting into none of the work shit.
Gotcha.
I'm going over there. If I get in some trouble, I'm getting in trouble, some new trouble over here. Because y'all won the battle, but y'all ain't win the war. So I'ma also change my name. Because when I'm locked up, my man Quan from 1700, Chadwick and Hunter, was in the cell next to me and shit. It's my nigga. I start calling myself Warbucks because, growing up, remembering the Annie movie and all that, Warbucks was a millionaire and he was an asshole. And at the same time, he was helpful and cared. And at the same time, he put his foot on the line and bust moves to make shit happen, like for a little orphan and all that. And of course, that's not my situation, but just the type of nigga he is. I want to be a millionaire. I want to be up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm an asshole. I say what I want, like how he say what he want. You know what I'm saying? I do got a heart. I was always willing to help people, throughout my, what I'm saying, whole life. Not anybody, but motherfuckers I fuck with, you can get help from me. So I just went with the name Warbucks because, he's a millionaire, and that's what I'm trying to be. And I had wrote a song called The Millionaire.
Oh, okay.
Even before, changing the name. So it just all came together. And in the song, I actually used a sample from Gilligan's Island. Remember when they come on, they naming the names, and they like, The Millionaire.
Right.
So I just had my man scratch that part. Shit was crazy. But yeah, that's where the name change come from. That's what I changed it to Warbucks because I don't even want to be known for the gangster part of it. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm going to still be doing what the fuck I'm doing. I want to be a millionaire. I want to be Warbucks. So that's where it came from. My man Quan used to be walking around the cell. They Warbuck. And we used to be cracking the fuck up. He let, because I explained to him the situation. He oh yeah, that's sturdy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, that was my nigga. So he yeah, you should go with that. And I when I came home, that's what I was going by.
So let me ask you, because after D.O.D, the situation, several years later down the line, you began recording with PD Crack, correct? And
Oh, that was yeah, it's a big gap in between that because what do or die, you know, the shit happened again. Like more indictments happened, like you know what I mean? Like motherfuckers was getting locked up again, like the roundup.
right.
You know,
right.
like more than just 3 people. Like at first, like with me and my manager and his cousin was locked up. Like they start secretly grabbing niggas.
Ooh, word.
Yeah, during grand jury shit, and you don't even know. Like you see a nigga, then you don't, and then you find out like at the when the indictments come out and you look in your discovery and all that, who was getting gripped up and questioned at the grand. The discovery is full of everything, and yeah, that was well after that because when we came home, we started doing music again going into the 2000s, like, when the millennium started, like 2000.
So everything wasn't exactly over after you came home?
No, like I said, I just wasn't, I was doing my street shit with my family, but I was still doing the music with my niggas. But they were still doing, doing them. You know what I'm saying? So it goes back to what I said, even though it's really not funny. Y'all won the battle, y'all ain't win the war. Them motherfuckers circle back around and start gripping niggas like as if like, what's wrong with y'all? Like we told y'all that y'all really came home doing the same thing.
Wow. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I just knew like I wasn't gonna really walk a thin line, but I wasn't gonna walk the line over here. So I started fucking with crack around like 05. The roundup and the indictments, the new second round of indictments and all of that started in 2000, the end of 2000, like 2001. So by like 2002, niggas was locked up. Niggas was waiting to go to trial.
So it was done. D.O.D. was done.
Yeah, D.O.D. was like pretty much done. And it was so much going on in between D.O.D. that even if niggas would have got out right then or whatever, I personally wouldn't have been able to fuck with certain ones out of the group and out of the squad, like the homies and all that, because of when that roundup started going on, niggas wasn't built for that shit.
Gotcha.
That pressure was a motherfucker. Motherfuckers start, niggas ain't want to do 2 days in jail, let alone 20, 30 years or life. You know what I'm saying? Because when I got locked up at first, when there was just 3 of us, we ain't take the life deal for the capital case. So if we lost, we was getting the death penalty.
Damn.
We wouldn't have been able to say, like, all right, we could take life, life was off the books, but we ain't take that fucking life deal for the homicides and the attempted murders and the drugs and the gun and all that. We ain't take the life deal. We fought. We put the gloves on, but if we would have lost, we was getting the death penalty.
Wow.
So when they circled back and grabbed niggas, that shit wasn't right. So that shit was over by like 2002. I started fucking with crack in 2005. I actually grew up like right next door to crack. Like I said, I was from Fifth and Huntington, but my dad's mother, my grandma, passed away before I was born. So the lady that was really raising my dad from a teenager on up, her name was Grandma Bernice. She lived right next door to Petey's grandma.
Gotcha.
So we grew up from young boys playing in the projects and shit like that. I mean, not the projects, in the playground. And
so there was already a familiarity.
Yeah, crack and my sister, if I ain't mistaken, one of my sisters was like each other's first fake little boyfriend and girlfriend type shit.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm talking, we was that like right next door. Yeah, and he was a Do.O.D fan.
Right.
And then one of the niggas that my man Worm used to be making beats because it was Deuce, it was L.E. Square, Lee. He's been making beats for 100X and them. He was making beats for Do.O.D, Deuce, Lee, and Worm. And my man Worm was making beats for me because once they got locked up, I still was doing little solo mixtapes in the hood. Getting beats from Deuce and getting beats from Worm. You know what I'm saying? Me and Worm was putting out projects. And my man Worm had some shit going around with me. And Crack had heard it.
Right.
So when Crack heard my project with Worm, he wanted some music for Worm. He had just was getting on Indy 5 and him was putting out projects. So he wanted some music from Worm. So I bought him, introduced him to Worm so he can listen to some of my man beats and shit like that. And that's how me and Crack got cool. And this was before Men of Respect. This was when crack was just getting his foot in, but still trying to do little shit, bring out little mixtapes for the hood, but he was just got signed with rock.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how that went. That's how me and crack clicked up. But yeah, the Men of Respect shit started in like end of 2005 with crack just fucking around and doing shit. And then, him introducing me and Don P, because Don P family was from down Burke Street, 50 Burks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask, do you feel, because already, I mean, just you talking about D.O.D. in the situation, to Men of Respect, that's like 10 years. That's like you already had like a decade in the Philly hip hop music scene. Even though, you went to jail, the indictment and the whole group, your first group had, stopped recording and all of that. That's like 10 years that you had in.
Yeah, that's why I be trying to tell these niggas.
So let me ask, since then, because we're in 2022 now, do you feel the hip hop music scene has changed for the better or worse since the Men of Respect album? Like since 05, 06?
I'm not going to even say it changed for the worse, because motherfuckers is out here feeding their families like way more. Like it's way more money being made now than it was then.
True.
When the Men of Respect project ended.
That's fact.
But it changed. So the beneficial part and the aspect of getting paid like has really changed, because there's so many things you can do now to get paid. The social media era, the internet era, the streaming era. But it definitely took a turn for the worse as far as what's actually being promoted and what's being bought the most, what's being sought out the most, what's being listened to the most is the music that's promoting all nut shit. Over all nut shit music is being promoted over the Kendricks and the Coles and the Royces and the all that kind of hip hop, like the Jada Kisses, the Nas's, all that kind of music, that kind of hip hop that it still promotes street culture. It speaks on violence and stuff like that in it, because motherfuckers is giving their real stories, and not saying that what's going on now is not their real stories. It's just how freely they're promoting. Let's down each other. Let's just kill each other, because even if that's what you want to do, how I mean? Should I say that? How I mean, motherfuckers I want down, but I ain't putting that in my shit and promoting that. That's what I'm trying to do when I see you, and nigga, I better not see you. And
what else is popular too? And I'm glad you brought that up. Drug use. There was a time when, man, if people knew you were a fiend back in the day and you were like a dope head, you didn't get cool points for that. And now in present day,
no. But listen.
The drug use.
Listen though. I agree. And I disagree. And this is why I disagree. Well, not disagree. I agree, but this is another angle that I want to point out to you. What you're saying is exactly right, but there was a time in hip hop back in the day too, in early R&B and hip hop, when motherfuckers was drinking and snorting coke and smoking reefer all fucking day. And it was the cool crowd. It was the rich people. It was the decent people. It was the people you wanted to be like. It was the people you wanted to party with. It was the people you associated yourself with, because it was the thing. Like when you go out, motherfuckers dancing, drinking, smoking joint, hitting lines and all that. But they the decent people.
That's true.
Getting high as fuck.
I see your point.
But it wasn't what they're getting high off now. Not saying that cocaine is a light drug, like snorting is decent. I'm just saying the opioid thing came in effect and just went crazy as far as what they're putting in the drugs. people don't care what's in it for real. Even if they know it's not the real thing, if it's something similar, give me that. If it's cut with fentanyl, give me that. Like, they want to get as fucking high as possible nowadays and still try to function and think that everything's cool.
Right.
So that's not cool. You really got rappers out here that's talking crazy, like, and they really with the shit. But there's times during the day when they like this. That shit don't mix.
Right.
You can't be on that. So it took a turn for the worse because of what's being promoted. And like you said, that get high thing is real. It's like, and I'm not judging anyone. To each his own. I sip my little Diddy shit. Yeah, Diddy, I'm sipping you all the time, baby. Get at me. And I roll up when I need to roll up. So yeah, I indulge. But these motherfuckers is out here taking all kind of shit. And so much so that their bodies is immune to the shit. So they got to take it all day and a lot. And if they stop, they hurting.
Wow.
And they're
That's
younger
true.
than me. And fucked up out here. So it took a turn for the worse on what they promoting. And it's really fucked up that not that they're making the money that they're making off of it, but they're making the money that they're making off of it because that's what these motherfuckers want them to be promoting. We'll give you all the money you want if you go out there and talk about how y'all gonna kill each other and how high y'all is. These motherfuckers is paying these niggas to talk about that shit.
That's a fact.
And I just can't do it.
Being from Philly and growing up there and seeing where Philly is and now and what's going on in Philly, because it's a lot going on in Philadelphia. I mean, bad things are happening in Philadelphia right now. Like, I hate to quote Trump, but I mean, seriously, bad things are happening. And Philly has always had its share of troubles. I mean, most urban cities across America do. It's the city.
No, facts.
You know what I mean? Population is thicker. It's more people living around each other. It's a condensed area. It's the city. But in spite of Philly having its troubles, what do you think has happened? Because while there has been trouble, it's never been to this degree. What do you think has happened? What's, because I mean, again, growing up in Philly myself, I don't remember it being this bad. And what do you think could be done to change it?
What happened is it's several different things. It's the access to guns, the rap music, the video games, the examples in the hood that they're trying to take after, the drugs.
Social media is definitely
social media, and people need to get their fucking kids. It's funny like how I'm saying it, but I fucking mean it. People need to get their fucking kids. It's just the way of the world. Like, for instance, these kids is running over these parents and got these parents scared because it reversed. Like, the child is like now running the household. So on top of they know their kids are smart. They're very wise nowadays. These new kids is a motherfucker. They know you can get in trouble for oops upside in their fucking head or put them on punishment. They know they can sneak out, cry, call the cops. They'll get moved to somewhere that they think is better. They think the grass is green on the other side in little placements in somebody else's house or the aunt house or whoever going to take them in. And now they don't got to listen to you. They end up back home trying to run your house and you ain't having it. So now they in the street. And it's just all fucked up. You can't even do nothing. So they out here learning from all kind of nut-ass old heads who promoting the wrong shit in their ears or making them think the wrong shit is thorough. They listening to the poison. They playing the games thinking that they know how to kill.
They're on Instagram
Live.
Live.
On Instagram Live talking shit and flashing their firearms. And the young boys that they so-called beefing with want to return the information and go on live and show their guns, and when they run across each other, they really doing like this and hitting everything except the ops or whatever the fuck they calling it. Like, it's just fucked up out here. Like people need to really step in and get their kids. And I'm not saying just oops upside the head them all the time, because that really don't work, and it doesn't really take that if you do it the right way. It's just you gotta have them fucking talks. You gotta let them know. You gotta put it in their head. I always tell my kids, Dad, you always say that. Like, all right, I know, but when I'm dead and gone, or when you in that situation, you're gonna remember that I said it. You're gonna remember that I spoke on this could happen if you do this, so you gonna remember it. So I'm gonna drill that shit the fuck in so you can stay away from it if possible. But they not drilling it in these kids' heads. They don't know how to talk to them. Like I said, the kids is running over them. So it's just fucked up that you can't get no control over it. And then when they go in these little placements, the shit that go on in the placements is just there for the money. They want the funding, and the people that's working in there is working in there to get paid. They fucking the kids up, talking shit to the kids, calling them dumb. They can't wait to get out there and be back in the streets acting the fuck up. Or even if they didn't want to act up, they can't wait to get out of there to take that hate out on shit in the street. So they getting fucked around. I told somebody a few weeks ago, I fucking hate these fucking kids. And I don't mean literally, but I'm like, I fucking hate these kids because they all rushing to heaven or hell. Something popping. Is it heaven or hell? Because they rushing to get there. They know something we don't know.
Right. It makes you think.
I hate them for not telling me which one is popping.
Right. It makes you wonder.
Because they rushing there.
They are rushing to die. They ready to die.
They don't give a fuck about being 40 nothing. To them, that shit don't exist. And I'm not just blaming the parents. I'm blaming the whole circle, how the system work, how I just explained it.
Right.
They getting fucked around.
Poor leadership. I think it's poor leadership in the city, too. I was about to say,
shout out to the people that's raising their kids right and not giving up and trying and letting them know that it's bigger than what they is. And shout out to the people that's fortunate enough to move away from the stuff and get their kids away from it, because that makes a difference too. But yes, the city don't give a fuck, man. It's all about the dollars.
Redivivus. That's your most recent project, right?
Yeah, I dropped that. I dropped that last week.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
What was the inspiration behind that mixtape? Like, what makes it different than your last one?
Yeah, my last one was the new old me.
Right.
So
and that dropped in a long time.
Cause I don't, man.
You take breaks between projects, I noticed.
Yeah, life is life.
Yeah.
Redivivus the mixtape. Well, when people, a lot of people ask me about it when I first dropped it. Wait,
did I say it wrong before you continue? I said Redivivus. Is it Redivivus or Redivivus? It's both. Either or.
I know what you meant.
Okay. So the inspiration.
Yeah, you good. The inspiration is because, like, when people start asking me about it, first of all, when I dropped it, everybody's first word, and not that motherfuckers is just dumb. Like, I don't think that, but people are like, what the fuck is that? What do? And I kept telling everybody, the era we in. And when I say that to motherfuckers, I'm talking about Google. You can find out any fucking thing. Type it in, Google it. So then when people come back, they like, oh, and I'm like, yeah. So, and I'm still not gonna say it right now, so people can look it up. Redivivus. When you find out what the word means, that's what I was on at the time. I'm back. I'm ready to, put something down. And I always got music. I have certain people in my life that not in real life hate me, but hate me because of what I'm sitting on catalog wise and not putting it out. So the purpose behind it was to just come back, to put it out, to not record no more. I don't need to record. I need to get this music mixed and put out. And that was the first 10 out of all the songs I had. That's the first 10 I grabbed. Because I listened to a lot of my music, but that was the first 10 I grabbed. I grabbed more than that, But that was the first 10 that I went with and got mixed down and put it out in the order that I wanted to. Like, because when I put projects out, I like to have a meaning behind it, and I like the level of the project from start to finish to not die out. I like to take you on a ride instead of having you hype and then you chill. And I like to take you here and there and there and there and there. And I got a lot of different styles, so you pretty much shouldn't get tired of it. And Redivivus came from that, just trying to be back and put something out and listen to the shit in my catalog. And that was the first 10 I went with. Out of the first like 15 to 20 that I picked, I went with that 10 to go first.
One of the things that I can agree with is the highs and the lows, like how the album takes you on a ride. I know for me, one of my personal favorite tracks off of Redivivus is Prayed for Me. What was the inspiration or behind that particular song?
Shout out to Slaughter Rico. That's my nigga. That's been my nigga since D.O.D days. It's always a pleasure to
Slaughter Rico?
Yeah, it's always.
Okay.
Yeah, it's two niggas in this world that ever did songs with D.O.D back in the day. We ain't do songs with niggas. We didn't fuck with niggas. And he's one of them.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That got a song with D.O.D. So, yeah, I put him on the project because that's my man. But Prayed for Me. I'm frustrated a lot with shit. You know, I'm aggy as fuck a lot. I mean, well, like I'm not like I'm a bad person. It's just I let shit fuck with me. I just a lot of shit I hate, and it came from frustration. Just sick of shit. All my life, my mom been praying for me a lot. Like I said, leaving her, I'm 15 hours away from her, driving. You know, maybe 3 on a plane. Like, you know, I'm in Philly, she in Alabama, and no matter what, like, you know, when mom reach out, you know, you gotta stay in contact. But she's always praying for me. She's always making it known. She'll pray in a text or over the phone. You know, like she'll type out a damn prayer. So, and the frustration I was feeling when making that song, well, when writing that song, the verses that I was writing, like I said, was from frustration and anger and just like a bad place, like a dark place. That's the only thing I could come up with between the verses is, I hope my mama prayed for me.
Right.
Because I'm starting to feel stress. I'm starting to feel like load them up and then throw on that vest. I hope she prayed for me. Because these niggas thinking they're sweet. And I'm caught up in the streets and their drama be getting deep. I hope she prayed for me.
Right.
Because I'm tired of being tired. I'm sick of being sick of shit. I'm about to fucking flip. I hope she prayed for me. Because she prayed when I fought them cases. Drugs and homicides. Her prayers kept me alive. So it was just from pain. Like, I hope my mom prayed for me. Because what I'm on right now, I'm going to need them fucking prayers again.
Wow. Another song on the album, you recorded with your son.
Yeah, little Big Ed. You
recorded with your son. Enough, I believe the song is.
For sure.
What was that experience like?
Yeah, my son, I got that's my oldest son.
Okay.
He's 22, Lil Shino. You know, he do music too. He you know, he watched it from a baby. Like,
obviously,
he around it. So like, and you know, he know what it is with the music, and you know, he started doing it himself. And at first, it was so funny. Like, if I could just touch on it real quick. When he started doing music, I knew about it, but he wasn't never really letting me hear nothing because, you know, he was saying little stuff he shouldn't have been, you know, what shouldn't have been saying and all that. And I can remember one time, like, the nigga, he did a little video, right, with his little homies in the project. And, you know, they were smoking in the video. Like, so I'm cracking the fuck up because he don't want me to hear this shit. And then in the video, the way he like cuffing the weed and like smoking it fast, like, not like as if he's hiding it only from me, but he wasn't really trying to present that part either. Like, you could tell he wasn't really trying to be all bold with it because he like, you know, like my dad gonna see this shit. So it was just hilarious. Like, from watching his start and trying to get in it till now. But he's definitely nice with it, and he drops his own little projects, busts his own little moves, shoots his own little videos. Like, he foot his bill. Like, he's definitely interested in himself and invested in himself. So this my fucking son, and he's nice. So I had a song on the project called Enough, and it's just about how I feel and how I think he knows I feel, and probably how he's feeling too, because we just had enough, like, just with a lot of shit. So
well, shout out to Shane, because that's a dope track, and he definitely put his thing
he stood on
he put
it.
his thing down. I was like,
Shout
okay.
Big facts. He stood on it. That's my little nigga. He definitely stood on it.
I have to ask this question just to pivot a little bit. What would you say you're most proud of overall in terms of your career?
That I'm still around. Even if I ain't making like no big noise in the music game and all that, like, I get a kick out of, like, Philly is a hot scene right now, like, and it's been for a while, since for a minute, like,
right.
Meek, got it popping
for a lot of years.
Yeah, for a lot of years,
at least the last 4 decades, for sure.
No, but I'm talking about but I'm not talking about that for sure. But I'm talking about now. It wasn't as heavy. Those, like, in the early 2000s, people were still looking at Philly. It was still a lot of music coming out of Philly, but the hip hop scene wasn't real heavy. Besides, like, the Beans and stuff, and like the little stuff that started popping on the DVDs. But I'm just talking about the eye has really been on Philly like the last 10 years for sure. Like, searching for not just hip hop, all kinds of music and art. It's just the way that it went. It was like, okay, they looking at Philly, they paying attention, and everybody's getting to be heard. And one thing about me is I don't even if I don't fuck with the Philly artists, like, I don't know them, I'll give their music a listen. Even if I don't like their music, they're from Philly. I still wish them to be successful. Somebody might like it.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? That's how I always looked at it. So I'm proud that I'm still here, because these motherfuckers be doing interviews. They be getting asked questions. They name groups from my era. Like you said, what you seen.
Yeah, it was a Twitter question that some random person asked.
But a lot of people don't mention Do or Die.
Yeah,
they mention a lot of names. They don't mention Do or Die a lot, and it's for several reasons. One of the reasons, of course, is the hate, that came with the shit that, like, that we had going on. A lot of the reasons is some people probably don't remember. And then a lot of the reasons is motherfuckers remember, but know that they not on what we was on, and they don't even be wanting to talk about it because, like, they dicky in something else. So I don't get mad when they don't mention it, because it's not, I'm not going to say it's not a day that goes by, but several times a month throughout the whole year, I run across someone that's like, damn, what's up, man? You still be doing your... and they know about each and every little thing I was doing, from the Do or Die to the Men of Respect to my solo projects, to they know about everything, and they wondering like, what's going? Let me hear. When I'm I get that all day. When I'm gonna get some? When you gonna do something? So at the same time, that makes me feel good because they respect it. Now, the younger niggas that fuck with me know about it through their big brothers, dads, uncles, and things like that, because it's a lot of young generation the younger generation of rappers from Philly that don't know a thing about Do or Die, because they don't study, they not from that area, they don't care about nothing before now. You know what I'm saying? So right. I'm most proud of that I'm just still around, and those that do know about me and know about what's going on and still fuck with me, I know who's genuine and who's not. So I'm most proud that I'm still around and can still do my thing. And I can honestly say, and I'm going to look right into the camera, I really know these niggas can't fuck with me. I run circles around these niggas with the bars. But I don't even be trying to be on extra shit because extra shit bring extra shit, and I ain't playing with these niggas. You do what I'm saying?
Right.
So I know at any given moment, whoever I run across that think they hot shit, it's whatever. We ain't gonna do it for hours and hours. We ain't going on what's the nigga name? That do the battle rap shit. We ain't going on smack. Because you ain't gonna just be saying anything and spitting all in my face and all that. But we can go some rounds real quick if you think I fell off, don't got it, washed up, whatever you want to label it. And I'll run a circle around a nigga.
I heard that.
For sure.
So I gotta pivot a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Only because finding you was a bit of a task for me.
Yeah, because I don't want nobody fucking finding me. What is wrong with you?
You know, when I went to go look you up, of course I already knew, you know, not to look for Don Corleone because, you know, been there and done that. But I'm looking for Warbucks. And I come across your Instagram handle.
Facts. I'm on the gram. Shout out Instagram. They just, what's so crazy is, I ain't gonna front. Last week, they took my page.
They did.
They told me you got 30 days. You went against the John, but I was so on it. It was back that day. Like I went through all kinds of surveys, answered this, let them text me, let them email me. Then they had to apologize, but you know I didn't.
Wow! So you almost lost your page. Well,
Man,
there's a lot of that going on.
Hating because they hit me with the John. I responded to something, and they hit me with this, you know, post like this.
Goes against community standards, right?
Yeah. So I'm like, damn, like what the fuck? I just said, bitch, don't play with me. Like
So you was responding to someone else's post.
Yeah, like we was on there laughing and shit, and I said some shit like that, like bitch, don't play yourself, some shit like that, because you know there was a lot of people on there responding, and they told me that go against whatever, and I'm like, man, get the fuck out of here. And yeah, I had to go through some shit to get my shit back, like real fast, like but
it's happened to me too before, so I'm not even.
But how did you
and act like I don't understand? I get it.
But how you say you found me? What you say you?
So yeah, to get back to that, when I was looking you up,
fault. I ain't want to cut you off. I'm just saying, like, how you say? I'm
looking up Warbucks, and I come across your Instagram handle, and it's I've been hit that.
Yes.
Why do you call yourself I've been hit that?
Because not like let me watch how I word this. Because exactly what the fuck it say. Like niggas be,
what does that mean though? Nah, you gotta
because you know how niggas not like I just had everybody.
Right.
But you know how niggas be hyped like that they done you know bumped into something. Or when I say bump into something, I mean like fuck somebody.
But why not just Warbucks?
No, because why is you hyped? Like I've been at that. Like you hyped, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I dare to be different. Like motherfuckers giving all. I don't want to be Warbucks on there because when the haters come looking, they can just look for Warbucks. You know what I'm saying? And then it's gonna pop up. I don't fuck out of here.
So you're gonna keep the I've been hit that?
Yeah.
Why not just Warbucks?
No, fuck that. If I change it, I'm gonna change it to some shit like I don't know. I ain't changing it.
Okay, you're not changing it.
Yeah,
so I've been hit that it is. Then.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've been hit that.
I was taken aback when I saw that. I was like, what?
No,
because it wasn't just the I've been hit that name. Like I literally read your bio. Mm-hmm. You have part-time asshole.
Facts.
Marijuana activist.
Facts.
Dance floor killer.
Moves crazy. Crazy.
And I like went through like some of your posts and everything, and I noticed you kind of call yourself a dickhead often. Like, why is that?
Very
you have to explain
so.
all this to me, because what's with that bio? You told me I've been hit that name, so obviously that's a goof on.
Yeah, niggas be hyped about like
you sleeping. Yeah. You know. But what's with the bio though? Because you're an artist.
Facts.
So, you know, that's different.
Mm-hmm.
So what's with the part-time asshole? You know, all that
I'm
dance floor killer.
I'm very intelligent, and people who think I don't have no sense are really stupid. And I'm a part-time asshole. I'm not the asshole that you're gonna dislike though. I'm asshole in ways that I'm gonna have you cracking the fuck up and having a good time and being like the life of, what we got going on.
So it's kind of like a play on the word, like you're joking.
I'm a playful asshole.
Okay.
I have the other asshole-ish ways, like when they need to come out. Like I can be an asshole, but I mean, I'm just, a funny motherfucker. He's a fucking asshole. This nigga is crazy. Like he's hilarious. Like that kind of shit. But only with motherfuckers I fuck with. If you don't know me, you probably gonna think something wrong with me, cause you ain't getting none of that. I ain't crazy in social media. Before I just want to be on social media all fucking day. Like, no, I look at some other shit. Fuck no.
It was another thing about your profile that stood out to me.
Marijuana?
No.
What, dance floor killer?
It wasn't that. It was,
I'm a dance floor killer though. Well, you don't know, but yeah, like.
So you consider yourself a great dancer?
I don't consider myself that. I know, like, it's been known. I've amazed crowds. I've had people steal my moves. I've had people talk to me when the night is over and we leaving out the club. Like, you fucked that shit up. Like, fuck yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
especially in my shoes.
It wasn't that stood out for me. I noticed on a couple of your posts, it's like you turn a different age every so many posts. I know on one that I read, you had turned 35.
Facts.
And then there was another one where you had said, in all of my 28 years of life. And I'm like, yo, how old is...
That must have been 7 years ago.
I was thinking to myself, how old is Warbucks for real? Like, how old are you?
What? You want a dickhead answer or an honest answer?
An honest answer.
I'm 36.
Yeah, okay.
I just came from work before I came here. That's why I still got dust. I do construction where I got dust in my beard, but I'm going to shower up after this.
Moments ago, earlier in the interview, you had spoke about how you really like a lot of R&B music. So would you prefer hip-hop over R&B?
Listen.
Is it hip-hop or R&B?
I love hip-hop.
You love hip-hop, yeah.
Fuck hip-hop when it comes to R&B.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
You're a lover, not...
Listen, R&B, listen. First of all, shout out to F Baby. One of my nephews, he got a thing in the hood like no rap before 12, and I was so amazed, but not like he ain't hip. I know how he was brought up, but who wants to really like wake up and bitch, motherfucking is what? Like when I wake up, like no, like I want to hear something inspirational first of all if I'm starting my day, and if not, some smooth shit just so I can be relaxed and start my day and be focused. And I don't want to be in this vibe like certain times of the day and all that. So I listen to rap a lot. I do rap. You know what I'm saying? I love rap, but I don't pick it over R&B because if I ain't with my niggas or my sons, I'm really listening to R&B.
Really?
For sure.
Okay.
Like and new shit, old shit, older shit than the old shit. I'm talking about 70 shit, 80 shit, 90 shit, 2000 shit. Like I'm well in tune with music. I love music, but R&B will always be my shit. And then what the fuck I'm gonna do? Like I said, I love rap, but slow music, cause like what the fuck I'm gonna do when it's it's time to it's time to night. It's time to lay between the sheets like with my baby. Like we can't.
Oh, your baby.
We can't fuck to. I mean, we can fuck to Redivivus, but I rather fuck to some Anita Baker.
Oh, okay. You said your baby. Mm-hmm. So is that wifey or do you have a girlfriend?
Very much so, for sure.
Oh, you do?
For sure. Very much so.
Yeah. Are you in love?
Very much so.
Oh, does she do music like you,
No,
or what
no,
is she?
no. Hell no, Ray Ray. She does a lot. She does a lot. She's not into music, but she's affiliated with some of the things that she do through music, like through people in music. But no, she's not into music, but she does a lot. She's very successful at what she does.
Is she well known, or like does
At what she does, yes.
at what she does?
Yes.
Huh? Wait. You make her sound like it's Is she on OnlyFans or something? I'm just joking with you.
Hell no, Ray. Fuck no, she ain't on there. Like, I'm her only fan. But no, she not on OnlyFans, of course not. But
I'm kidding with you.
Yeah, she's very successful at what she does. And she does her. You know what I'm saying? She does a lot, and she's very good at it, and she's been doing it for a while, and what she does helps out people. Like she's a fucking helper. She's a fucking helper. She helps a lot of people that some people do know of people that she helps, but like she does her.
Now, does she know you're a part-time asshole and a marijuana activist? And
she don't smoke, but she's an asshole. Like we great for each other, and not like me. Nothing like me. I'm just like her sense of humor is what I'm saying. She has a great sense of humor. So yeah, she I think that's why she with me. She love her asshole.
I have to do these questions because I usually do this or that. So
you make it sound like we get ready to do quick time with slime.
So I have to ask, vacation or staycation?
Meaning?
Staycations are usually when you're at home. You rather spend time at home. Vacation is, of course, the obvious.
Oh, shit, that shit like this. Who don't love vacations? But fuck yeah, I want to be in the crib. Like, the world is crazy. The world don't really have a lot to offer no more, like in a lot of places. Like you gotta have what you got going on, and then you gotta go to fucking house. So yeah, I definitely love being in the house, but fuck yeah, I wanna pack everything except sneakers.
Steak or fish?
Fish. I don't eat no fucking steak. I'm salmon boy.
Rough sex or love making?
You said damn. Listen, Linda. Listen, Linda. It's like this because yeah, I want to be under the sheet, like laying between my bitch legs, going in circles, like kissing, making love, and listening to each other moan and looking at each other's eyes. But then I want to turn you the fuck around, act goofy, like choke you, like mug you down, act bitch don't play me, who pussy is it? So it's like this.
So it's even.
Fuck yeah, it's even. But it's like rap or slow music. This is better, but you gonna bang out faster like this. Like you might well.
Yeah, that's kind of like the hip hop or R&B question.
Yeah, for sure.
This one might be a little bit tough, this question, but I mean, answer it
nigga.
however you want.
I'm a tough nigga.
Top 5 Philly rappers.
Top 5 Philly
rappers.
Me, Jamal, Kenyatta, Sojourner, Slaughter Rico.
All right. Top 5 rappers of all time.
Oh, I thought you were about to say from another state.
Nah.
Of all time?
Of all time.
Shit. Rakim, Big Daddy Kane, Cool G Rap, KRS-One, and me.
You know what's interesting? I asked you that question. You're like the first artist I've ever asked that top 5 of all time question, and you didn't name Tupac, Biggie, Jay-Z, or Nas, or Dre, or somebody. Like, it's just, you're like the first artist who didn't answer that question that way?
Fuck no. Like, the people that you just named, I fuck with heavy. I love music.
Right.
I ain't taking nothing from them. They them niggas. But they not my top 5 niggas. Like, I don't care even if somebody that you name, someone in this world thinks that they're better. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But when I came up on rap and what I grew up listening to and what made me love this shit and what inspired me and what made me understand bars and metaphors, and it's from niggas that I name. The niggas that you name are fine, but they ain't my motherfucking top 5.
What can you tell me, and of course the audience, about yourself that people don't know about Warbucks? Or rather think they know and actually don't know?
Motherfuckers don't know me. It's like, no. No, real shit, they don't. But I'm not like an open book, like with people. But I'm one of the people that hold way too much in. So like, you know, like I'm human. Like I suffer from depression. Like I be depressed.
Really?
Yeah, I be stressed about a lot. Yeah, I have some days. I have some days that like you just won't see me because I don't even want to bring that energy around. Because energy is real.
Right, it's very infectious.
And you can be totally fine that day, and I could come around you and not beef with you or nothing, but you will feel my spirit, and it'll fuck with you because people that care about you is going to be like, what's going on? You cool? What's wrong? Like, they're going to ask you, and when you saying I'm cool and they know that it's not, then now they off. They can continue their day, but they off because they know you off. So like I have my days, like, and it's from a lot, like, you know, being where we from and going through what we go through, like in life as black men, as you know, you deal with a lot, and it's definitely a fact that I don't never have too much that I can't bear or deal with, but sometimes the shit really do have you like down and thinking too hard and depressed, like, and stressed about certain shit, and never to the point that I felt like I don't want to be here or
right.
I'm gonna hurt myself.
Well, that's
like,
a good thing.
Yeah, no, yeah. I ain't. That's crazy.
So never that low.
No, but low as fuck sometimes. That like I ain't coming out today because I don't even got the energy for this shit. Like, I'm thinking way too hard. I'm a be in rare form. I don't want nobody else to feel this. I gotta deal with this shit myself, like praying and thinking.
What draws you back into center to making you feel good again and making you feel like, I mean, or rather should I say, bringing back the comfort of knowing that, you know what, everything's going to be all right. I'm going to be all right. What brings you back? What, you know, reels you back in?
I'm really a dickhead. I think, like, I don't even want to play around with this, but I kind of know I'm bipolar because I was just getting ready to answer off the wall. But conversations of like a reassurance of like who I am. Like sometimes I need it from another person, but I do have those times. But a lot of times I gotta shake it off myself. I gotta talk to myself. I gotta ask myself questions. I gotta look at what it is that I'm feeling some type of way about, and then analyze the so many others that aren't even in the position that I'm in.
Okay.
And just reassure myself that, yeah, this is fucked up and this is bad, and I know you're tired of this, and you need to get away from these motherfuckers, and you need a break from this, but still, it ain't that. Look at that.
Okay.
Look at the examples. Like, you ain't dealing with that. You're not there. You're more blessed than that. So, nigga, shake that shit the fuck off. And remember Martin, man up, man,
Right.
man up. You know what I'm saying? But you human, so it's gonna happen again. But you know, get your Martin on. You know what I'm saying?
Right. What projects can we expect next? Like, what are you working? I know we have Redivivus that's available now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone want to download, right?
On all platforms.
On all platforms.
And it's Redivivus, 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 the mixtape.
Mm-hmm.
And when you type in Warbucks, make the S at the end, WARBUCKS, make the S the $. It'll come right up. Yeah, I'm holding my nuts because I got an archive. I don't even have to record. I actually have the next 10. It's just it was a little stall in the process. I have the next 10 that was coming after Redivivus that already picked and in the process of getting mixed so I can drop it. And I've been listening to it to try to come up with the name for it, like listening to the tracks
Right.
to try to come up for the name for it. And I'm going to take the cover for it soon. So by then I'm going to have the name, but I really don't have a name for the next project, but it's coming at the top of the year. After this project that I just talked about, I'm gonna pick from my songs and have another 10. I got enough songs to do this for at least another 4 projects. So that's what's coming up music wise. I have Cool Clothes coming out. I got a website for the merch. I have Cool Clothes coming out. Look for it. It's
clothing line.
Yes, it's and it's fly too. I'm gonna continue making my my entertainment company, Cooolout Entertainment. I've been making clothes and merch for that for years. So we have new for the new Cooolout Entertainment merch. So that merch is coming as well as Cool Clothes.
Okay.
And I had introduced my podcast, the We at War podcast.
Okay. I saw that in your...
Just a little stall in the plans because we had to move from where we was at to another spot. So we didn't lose anything. We still have the footage because I actually taped a couple episodes, but we sat down and talked. And I'm going to put up bits and pieces from it, but I'm going to do new ones because it was actually from maybe like 2 months ago. And the topics and what the nature of things we were talking about is kind of like past. Now, you know how the world moves. So I have a couple episodes shot, but we're going to do new episodes and we're going to drop them like at least 2 of them a month, but definitely 1 every month. You know what I'm saying? In between taping because I got a lot going on.
Okay.
For sure. Like I said, like you mentioned my son. My son got some shit coming up. We've been working together. Me, him, and my nephew. I got some nephews about to drop. It's a lot going on, and they just following suit, and they're moving actually faster than me because I have shit that I be doing, but they're moving faster than me, and I'm proud of it, and I'm there for the guidance, and they're doing their things too. So whenever you see my stuff, I'm gonna be promoting them as well. So you'll stay tuned to what I got going on, and you're gonna be seeing them like in the mix as well, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. Warbucks.
Yeah. Yep.
Redivivus.
Mm-hmm.
Grab it now.
Mm-hmm. Please. And I like to thank everybody for their support over the years. That supported me, that fuck with me, that never stopped fucking with me when people did and all that for whatever reasons it was. Like, I appreciate it because like every time like I've promoted a show or put out some music and stuff like that, I've had like a nice response, the response that I wanted. And, I had to mature about a lot of shit because I used to look at it like, I don't give a fuck who hear my shit as long as my niggas and my hood hear my shit and like little spot, little surrounding areas, but long as North know what the fuck's going on. But, I had to stop looking at it like that because, my mindset is bigger than that with everything else. So I can't stay there with the music. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I appreciate all the support I ever got. And for those that still fucking with me and those that don't know about me but want to fuck with me, stay tuned.
Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we wrap?
Hell yeah, Ray. I like to give a shout out to all my folks, my niggas. I don't want to get specific because I don't want to miss nobody. My kids, my mother. I was just talking to my mom. She was burned up about the Phillies. My nigga Deuce, producing my shit. Mike Mizzy, that be mixing my shit. Shout out to him. He on the road doing his thing, but I'm gonna get him to mix my shit down. My lady. And like I said, everybody that fuck with me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all know I take my time doing me. You can't rush greatness. But like I said, whenever you feel like you need me on something, that's another thing. When niggas come to me from the hood and that I fuck with from wherever they at, wanting me on some shit, I don't stall. I get on the shit. I write my verses damn near faster than them if they, we getting the beat and they presenting the beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't play that shit. So, get at me, niggas. Like, they already know. They come to me for shit like motherfuckers you was naming. I don't front. I get right on shit and do what the fuck I'm supposed to do because I already know what I'm going to do on it. So, shout out to everybody that supported me, man. Shout out to everybody I fuck with. And stay tuned for everything I got going the fuck on.
All right.
You already know what it is.
Warbucks, over and out.
Oh, all right. Heavy.
Enough.
I'm always back like I left something.
You know how it is when you get that feeling.